Hello Exiles, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming and welcome to another Path of Exile video. If it's your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be notified of future Path of Exile videos. In today's video, I'm just going to explain how I have my gardens set up in order to basically farm as many tier 2 and tier 3 seeds as I want, and with slight modifications, I can easily farm tier 4 seeds as well with this setup. And it's kind of a rotational gardening setup that's meant for players who want to do a bunch of maps and not really engage with the mechanic very frequently, but when you do engage with it, you can do a bunch of tier 2 seeds and get some tier 3 seeds, and once you get a bunch of tier 3 seeds, you can get that going, get those all farmed up, and possibly get some tier 4 seeds. So here's my basic setup. It's a little bit, I'll have to explain it, but I have 3 different gardens, each of which is focusing on a separate color. This one's for my tier 2 and 3 blue seeds. This one's for my tier 2 and 3 yellow seeds. And then I have one down here for my tier 2 and 3 purple seeds. And they're each being fed by 2 other gardens of the other 2 colors, of course. And they're each basically connected with 4 storage tanks. This is going to be 6 soon, so that it can accommodate full 20 seeds of growth, which is the maximum amount you can have in this plot, because with the adjacency requirements, you actually cannot plant and properly grow the tier 2 seeds in the corner slots. So you'll need to put tier 1 seeds into the corners and then have 20 tier 2 and 3 seeds. So you can have that set up. And the way this works is basically from each seed, I have them attached, of course, to the storage tanks. And then I have the pylons coming out from the storage tanks. You can only have up to, you can only have a limited amount of connections, a total of 4 connections to each thing. So this pylon is connected to this disperser, and then this harvester, and then 2 storage tanks, and then same one for this pylon. So for every 2 storage tanks, you'll need an additional pylon, and that additional pylon can attach to this. Currently I have 2 lines coming from these 2 pylons from this disperser, and then it's going on to this disperser, and all the dispersers are connected together with pylons at appropriate places in order to stretch them out. So, and the way I have this set up, as you can see, is I have a yellow disperser here, which is one away from the edge. So there's a little empty spot here and then one in, and then there's a purple one here. And then I have the same thing on this side, and I end up having at each of my larger gardens 8 dispersers. So you'll need to save up for 24 dispersers and craft them to get this going, along with 3 of each collector, a bunch of pylons, and you can start off with this easily enough just with 2 storage tanks at each one, and then maybe 1 storage tank for the bigger one in case you have extra, you don't use all your tier 2 and tier 3 crafts. But yeah, this can literally get you every single tier 2 and 3 seed, and I'll kind of demonstrate that right now. So this is my blue tier 2, so I'll get all of these out. I'm going to need some tier 1s since I don't have a full 20. I wanted to get up to 20, but I wasn't really able to do so. So basically, you just plant these around your harvester, and you make sure. It's kind of hard to see with all of the different colors crisscrossing, but you get these going all the way around your harvester. Oop. Looks like there's a couple of different spots that, okay, there you go. I thought I couldn't craft there for a second. So you get these going around, and you'll have a bunch of these filled out. There you go. And we don't want them in the corner, but what we can do in the corners is put these, that'll cover that, and this here, and then we need to make sure that there are 4 adjacent in all of these locations. So Got to put them around. I might have to move these around just a little bit just to make sure. So this one has 3, for instance, so I need that. This one has 1, 2, 3, so I can put one there, and then I can put one here, and I think that'll cover everything. So I do have auto disperse, but as you can see, once I have the disbursement set in, all of these tier 2 seeds are grown. So I got my full, however many I had, 12 there. They're all going to be able to grow, and they will be taking up a portion of, as you can see, this was 300. I had these completely full, took some out. Now it's down to 246, and each cycle it will take some out. I've noticed sometimes the auto disperse doesn't seem to work, so you might have to check back, which kind of, hopefully they'll fix that, because I do want this to be a very low investment or low time investment thing. You shouldn't have to go in here every single map. But now you take a look at how long each of them is going to take to grow. This one will be 6. You can kind of check those when they're seeds. That one's 9. So assuming 9 is the greatest amongst them, which I believe it will be. Yeah. So yeah, I basically would run and do 9 maps now. If I get enough yellow seeds, or I mean, I have plenty of yellow seeds. You can plant up to 24 in these plots, by the way. 24 is the right amount, so you can come back every time you have 24 of a singular one, throw it in there and grow them all at once, or you can do less. I like to do a full patch all at once. But all right, so what would you want to do if you were wanting to plant a tier 4 seed to, I think you can get up to 5 using this method? Well, let's say I needed to plant it here in my yellow garden, but I only had ways to dispense of, or I only had dispensers for purple and blue. You would simply go down to this yellow garden here, and you would, I believe, we wouldn't be able to do this because of the maximum number of things that can be connected to. Actually, well, we'll grab some pylons, a disperser, and we would take a pylon, throw it here, throw that there, and that is connected to 2 of these, and I believe it is, okay, maybe it's only attached to 1 of them, but we could then go ahead and attach this to another one, and we could put down another pylon here and attach that to the 2 that this one isn't attached to, and then we would proceed to run that into that pylon, and then we would put pylon down here, throw it here. Obviously you could be a little more efficient with this, but hope it's not going to quite make it. Then we take a pylon here, run that here, and then we would put a disperser right behind so that it can hit this row right here. So we'll be able to grow tier 4 seeds in this row, so we could grow up to 5 of them at once using this method, and we simply put that there, and there you go. Now we would be able to grow the tier 4 seeds in this garden. So it's just a little tiny modification that would be needed. It's a little micromanaging. You could make this a lot neater, and I'm sure some people have neater setups, but this one works really well for me. As you can see up here, I ran myself out of wildlife force. I didn't realize all of these most of these except for 2 of the seeds required wildlife source, but I'll need a little bit more for that. And yeah, we have our nice little garden going. Once we harvest these, we'll be able to get that taken care of. So I hope you enjoyed this video. In the description below, I'll leave a link to the Discord if you want to come chat with our community, the Behind Eyes Gaming Discord. And I now have a Patreon. Well, I've had a Patreon, but I've updated my Patreon, and if you'd like to help support the channel, you can check that out at patreon.com/Behind Eyes Gaming. If you want to check that out, you can go to patreon.com/Behind Eyes Gaming, and there will be a link to that in the description below as well. So let me know what you have for your garden setup, and if this was helpful for you. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye.